Good morning. This is June 1st. This is our weekly Ag Market Network market outlook. We have had exports have been delayed. They've just come out within the last 60 seconds. We'll take a look at these now. This program is brought to you by FiberMax and Stonrville Seed. Cotton market has net sales of 50,700 running bales, marketing year low. We have China taking 17,800, Mexico taking 15,200, Taiwan taking 3,800. Then we had reductions, a few thousand here and there. The new crop, and we had known the old crop was going to be lighter because there's not any cotton really to be found of the high quality category. Let's look at this. New crop sales. 152,200. Thailand took 60,300. China took 35,200. Vietnam took 18,300. Actual shipments 403,000. That's down 5% from the previous week, but that's still a very good number. Now, the reaction of the market, because they were so late getting out their numbers, the USDA, when we just before the number was supposed to come out, we were up 113 in July, up 115 in December. But in the minutes that went by, the market, even before the report came out, it dropped down to where it was, up about 80, 85 or so. Right now, it's up 72 in July, up 74 at 93.89. December is up 76 at 92.40. So the reaction so far has been to back off since the report actually came out. So we'll see how it deals with that. Looking next, soybeans. Actually a negative number of 139,500. This might match up with China's retaliation against us as far as trade sanctions go, as we go on and off, back and forth, putting them on, taking them off. Currently, they're back to where we're talking about sanctions through the negotiation process, and with that, we're not going to be seeing much sales to China. Pakistan took 248,000 metric tons. Bangladesh took 173,100 metric tons. Indonesia took 81,800 metric tons. Oh, here we go. There was a cancellation of 894,500 metric tons from unknown destinations, and we can let you guess who that is. Reaction of the market, soybeans were up 5 1/4 before the report. No surprises as far as the reaction goes because we're up 5 1/4 right now. No real change. Let's take a look at corn. Net sales of 854,300. Down 13% from the previous week, but up 3% from the 4-week average. Japan took 326,900 metric tons. South Korea took 223,300 metric tons. Mexico took 150,800 metric tons. The corn market reaction, corn was up 1 before the report. Right now it's up 1 1/4. No real reaction. Wheat, net sales of 112,300 metric tons. That's up 78% from the previous week, which was horrible, and down 29% from the 4-week average. South Korea took 75,200 metric tons. Guatemala took 22,000 metric tons. Guyana took 18,500 metric tons. Wheat before the report was down 7 1/4. Right now it's down 6 1/2. So let's talk about crop progress that came out Monday. We've got cotton ahead of schedule for planting, 62% planted as of the number that was released on Tuesday. The average at the time of the year is 59%. Soybeans are 77% planted. This time of the year, the average is normally 62%. Soybeans are 47% emerged compared to what is average of 32%. So doing well as far as our progress goes for soybeans. Corn is 92% planted. The average this time of the year is 90%. 72% emerged, normally at 69%, and it's 79% good to excellent. So a good start for corn. Was shaky right at first. Spring wheat, 91% planted. This time of the year is normally 89%. Let's talk about the markets. First in cotton. We're looking at a very special cotton market. Why is that? We're looking at a market where a supply market is meeting a demand market. We've seen very strong demand for cotton, very tight stocks for cotton, and at the same time we're seeing a very hot, very dry West Texas with a forecast to remain hot and dry for the next 10 days. And with that, there's a real possibility that we'll basically have very little dry land cotton produced in Texas if it continues as it is now. As far as irrigated goes, some of the news there is because of the very dry winter, there's going to be limitations on the amount of water available for irrigation. So that crop more than likely is going to see a reduced yield. So any way you look at it right now, it's shaping up to be a market in West Texas that is considerably off what was anticipated. And cotton market is a market that really could not afford to have a slip up anywhere in the world that's a major cotton producing area, and we're certainly seeing that right now. So what does this mean? Well, it means the dollar level is certainly a possibility. We're right now 93.87 in July. We're 92.44 in December. It's possible if we come in Monday of this next week, and on that day as we look forward from there for the longer term forecast, it's continued to be very hot, very dry, then this market probably will start another attempt to move higher. And maybe at that point we might make it very close to $1. But this is the kind of a market that could be a longer term bullish market. Demand markets don't come around very often. So that's why this thing can continue to move up. As far as what to do, for a long time, analysts have suggested anywhere from 25%, in some cases up to 50%. I don't think I'd be booking any more right at the moment. A matter of fact, we know that there are people that are buying back with calls the cotton that they've sold in anticipation of a dramatically higher market as a possibility. Remember, we've seen that before in cotton. And if that's the case, that might be something to consider, buying calls on cotton just to protect the things you've locked in at lower levels. Grains, soybeans, corn, and wheat. Two things to look at there. Trade sanctions are really hurting soybeans, and in turn that's not helping corn or wheat either. Improving weather in the Midwest and crop progress. We're well along with planting and emergence. That's typically something that puts downward pressure on these grain markets, and the improving weather helps. These trade sanctions, they're not helping anything either. So all those have a negative lean to it. How low can we go? Well, looking at November soybeans that are right now at $10.38, certainly we can test $10, and over time we can go lower than that. Corn in December corn right now that's trading at $4.15 for sure has a chance to get down to $4, maybe $3.90 to $4. And wheat right now, the September wheat is trading at $5.36, and I would say that $5 is a very real possibility there as far as what to do. Over time, analysts have suggested a third up to a half of the crop priced in soybeans and corn. Might want to step that up. If you're at 25 to 30%, you might want to consider doing more booking. As far as wheat goes, many people have suggested a half of that crop priced, and now in certain cases you might even consider doing more of that. One last look. Cotton is up 78 at 93.91. December cotton's up 85 at 92.49. July soybeans up 4 at 10.22.5. We've got July corn up a penny at 3.95, and July wheat down 6 1/4 at 5.20. That's it. Thanks for joining us for this weekly edition of our Market Outlook, brought to you by FiberMax and Stonrville Seed. We'll see you later.